China is raising its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. President Trump's new round of tariffs kicked in overnight, including a 104% tariff on Chinese goods. Now, China says its newly raised tariffs will take effect tomorrow, as the president says other countries are reaching out to negotiate. ABC's Trevor Ault joins me now from the Port of Newark in Bayonne, New Jersey, with more on the impact of this trade war. Trevor, this is one of the largest ports in the country. Many of these goods come into the U.S. here. So how are these tariffs impacting business there so far?
Well, we are expecting, Diane, that there's going to be a pretty immediate impact both for the goods that come in and also the goods that come out because of these new retaliatory tariffs that China has just instituted this morning, or says that they're going to institute once we get to midnight in China, which is only a few hours away. So now it's 84% tariff in China. That could impact American businesses that export their products there. And then, of course, that is in response to the 104% tariffs that are now already in effect as of midnight for goods that we import from China. So if you think about it, an American business that has previously been importing these products from China could now have to pay more than double the cost of that good in order to bring it to the United States. That impacts an enormous number of businesses and some major multinational corporations. Apple makes some of its most popular products in China. Online retailers like Amazon rely very heavily on Chinese manufacturing. We've tried to reach out to these multinational corporations. They are not commenting so far on how this is going to impact their business and the prices, because of course we expect that a lot of this cost is going to be passed on to the consumer, especially when you think about the fact that in 2024, the United States imported $438 billion worth of goods just from China. If they were to do all of that with these tariffs, that'd be $455 billion just in the tariff. And China is one nation. There are now 86 trading partners for which American businesses will now have to pay a tariff to U.S. Customs and Border Protection if they decide to continue importing these goods. Of course, that's the question now. Will they continue to do so now that it is so expensive in order to bring in goods from foreign nations? That's going to be up to these businesses to decide, weighing whether or not they eat that cost, whether they pass some of the cost on to consumers, or whether they try to pivot to either not sell those goods anymore or source them in the United States. How much that will cost, all of that is kind of in flux this morning, but we know that the impact is expected to be immediate both for businesses and also on American consumers, Diane.